welcome to Kingdom Arena, the home to some of the biggest fights in recent history, and we're going to see another one right here, right now. Smokin' Joe, his 3 battles with Muhammad Ali, perhaps the most famous the sport has ever seen.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner.
Not too many seats to be had in this arena as the hype continues to build for this showdown. Frazier's been in so many hellacious battles over the years. The trilogy with Muhammad Ali, his fights against George Foreman, a true legend. The jab can't find a home. Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. Both men step back for just a moment. Johnny, you would know this better than me, but I would hate fighting someone with this swarmer style. They don't let you breathe. They don't let you get off the ropes. You can't get your offense off. You just got to deal with them.
You are fighting the swarmer. Be smart, be sharp, concentrate, but you've got to be confident. Do not dance his dance, because that swarmer, once you do that, you're giving a man a chance that shouldn't have one.
This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. That counter punch caught him clean. You would not want to be hit by this guy. Trust me. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. What would you tell this guy? He's got to do something different.
The bell.
And there's the bell for round 2. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
We've seen this fighter in the past go 12 rounds and not have a mark on their face. That's what happens when you stick and move, you hit and you don't get hit.
Outside fights create so much unpredictable movement. Moves left to right, box forward, box backwards. You don't know if they're going to attack or defend. Nightmare fighters.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. A very competitive round here so far.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Caution being thrown to the wind. As it is in most heavyweight fights, don't blink, because one big shot and this thing could be over. That punch is beginning to take its toll. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell.
Wow, it's like...
There's the bell for round 3. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
They both want a highlight reel knockout. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get him close.
That hook doesn't score. Halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. The jab, it doesn't score. Looking to land the hook. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. This is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. And there's the bell to start round 4. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Heavyweights, but I tell you what, that hand speed and footwork, they look like middleweights.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed, they're confident, they know they just have to quick burst, boom. In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed, and that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Holding nothing back here in the round. Pretty close fight here in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. One of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked. Catch and shoot. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Every second.
Time for the 5th round. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
There's a counter shot. You can tell one of these fighters is starting to fade. What does he need to do to get back in this contest?
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about one.
see more jabs. He threw a punch and just got countered. Can you imagine if he knocks out Joe Frazier? What's keeping Joe Frazier on his feet?
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
His stamina is off the charts. Good arm positioning, blocking that hook. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs a...
There's the bell to start round 6. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Generally speaking, you don't watch heavyweights to see a boxing match. You want to see a fist fight.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you're there and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
They block the hook. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. How about that time counter shot? Straight right just misses. Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. Beautiful counters. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
You know, I've been in fights like that. When you think you
There's the bell to start round 7. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
He just misses with that jab. Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
These punches coming from every angle. Punch, counter punch. So far, it seems like aggression has been the key. This fighter just not slowing down.
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. He is down big time on the scores.
Every second, every minute.
And they're back at it again here in round 8. After that last round, something has got to change.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Incredible work rate. Oh, and Patterson's dazed. Trying to buy time. It appears that the moment of trouble has passed, at least for now.
Being dazed now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Tried to score with the uppercut. Nice counter shot. Canvas. Let's see that again.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from? 1, 2, 3.
Well, they're back up now, but they've got to be cautious. Cannot afford to trade back now, can they, Johnny?
Well, now it's about getting back to the corner, freshen up, get new instructions given to you, and they've got to G you up. They've got to tell you what you're doing wrong.
Final 10 seconds here, and this has not been his round for sure. There's no way Frazier survives this. What a dominant performance, and it shows up on the judges' scorecards as a unanimous decision victory.
They've done it before, now they're doing it again, and look what's happened. A unanimous decision. What a way, what tactics, what a game plan.